I believe we are streaming on the Effect YouTube channel. I will find the link and share that with our audience.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Can't see it yet.
It is live.
Yeah.
It is live. Excellent. Alrighty. Hello, hello, hello. All right. So just a quick recap. So you guys, I should probably share the picture so that we're all reminded. Oh, yeah, there you go. It's live. I've just gotten the update on my watch. Ba, ba, ba. All right. So when last we saw our intrepid heroes, this one I think is the one I want. Yeah, that's nicer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, got it right. So you guys, so just going back a step, you spent the first, sort of session digging around Harlem. You have found yourselves transported to a strange dreamland. You traveled through the Enchanted Wood where you met weird little tentacled rat things who talked. You met Elias Jackson, or Jackson Elias. I probably should get that name right. Who some of you recognized as a famous adventurer. It's Elias Jackson, yay. And he is traveling with you. You found yourselves in the farmland. You found clothes because you had arrived sans anything, whilst maintaining a PG focus, and recovered both clothing and simple weaponry. So you have knives. I think one of you, actually it might have been Doug's character, has acquired a bow, which they have exactly 0 proficiency in, but they are keen to try it out. You then met...
I believe I acquired some form of crumhorn or something.
You did. You have a crumhorn. There was a specific reference to practicing with a crumhorn while walking down the River Skye, or Skye. You then reached... you were traveling down the river. You encountered Catherine Thwaite, who was one of the 2 individuals who you encountered in there. So you encountered them first of all at the presentation, and then later you went to their house. You found her husband, I think it's Bob, was dead, on the bed with his neck broken, which you had seen occur in your dreams. So you'd
with
seen
the
some horrible
spider thing.
Yes. Spider, tentacled, weird sluggy thing, actually, really.
Thing from down south.
Yeah. You found her, though. She wasn't there at all. There was just her clothing and nothing else. You then encountered her on the river. She is now eyeless, and eyeless in the sense that someone has removed her eyes, not that she has lovely sort of, a blank space, but she actually has 2 gaping pits. She was fey and weird and lost. You guys were traveling with her. She enunciated some dark statement about what might be happening with Elias at the end. If you close the gap, was the message. If you close the gap, then he would have a place in neither world, was the point. You didn't quite know what to make of that. There was much supposition, most of which seemed to revolve around the idea that she might be a plant from the spider god, just to remind you. And you now find yourselves traveling through the city. She disappeared from you while you were traveling through the city, and then you're just about to round a corner when you've seen a bunch of people sort of furtively moving away, and you can see something, or you can see the shadow of something coming around, and it has writhing things, like it has this shadowy form and some stuff around the head space doing this in front of it. That is, and you were on your way to the tavern under the suggestion from Elias that if you want to find anything in the city, the tavern keeper is the person to talk to. Do I need to recap very quickly? You'd also, I think, someone might have been once again Doug, who has, I note, joined our Foundry instance, so it's probably on their way. Had also done the hold on, what's actually going on talent, and had worked out that there was some relationship between the gods of the Orisha, Anansi as an advisor, and something else, some other spider god. And they had cloven the world in twain to stop the spider god from conquering the world. And Anansi had provided them with advice, which was the big sort of, what the hell is Anansi doing in this story moment. All right. That is where we find ourselves. I think that is the recap of recaps. And we were just about to have something walk around the corner, and no doubt that'll go well.
I believe I tossed myself a stout stick.
You had acquired a stout stick. I think John had acquired a stabby object of some description, as I recall. There was a desire for nippery. I don't know what Father Daniel's rolling with at the moment. Have you got a
Nothing.
stick? Nothing?
I have no weapons. I am a pacifist.
Uh-huh.
Well known.
That's not my recollection. But anyway, sure. No.
I haven't attacked any human person.
True that. And Atlanta, have you got a stabby?
I believe I had a hard-won stick that I got with the permission of the spider rat cat thing.
That's right. Early on,
Yeah.
when they were trying to convince you that they ruled the forest and you needed their specific permission to do stuff before you were disabused of this notion.
What's the bonus for the knife? Let me get the book.
I think it's 1, but don't quote me on that.
1?
Not much. I have a knife in the waiting world. Yeah, it's 1 point of damage and a bonus of +1.
There you go. Can you free?
Yeah, cool. 1 and 1.
I like that you're all armoring up. I respect that. Okay, so you saw. Sorry. Go.
Before we encounter this thing that are coming on our way, I want to use my memento to remove 1 mental condition if possible.
You're only doing that because you, as I recall, are stuffed. Yeah, fair. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Do we have our memento? Because we are completely. You said.
Look, I'm going to say yes. I think you like it's more than just an object.
Okay.
Like it has a specific spiritual meaning or a specific meaning to you. I'm happy for your memento to have traveled with you, as long as it's not a gun.
I am playing with my rosary then.
Yeah.
All right, so you can all anyone who wants to use their memento in the milliseconds before the monster rocks up around the corner.
That might be a good idea.
May reduce their condition.
Well, I'm thinking of changing my memento, which looks very much like something that simply was a suggestion. And given that I'm a bit of a gambler, I might go a bad gambler. That is, it's not like I've got gambling talent or anything like that.
No,
I'm going to go with a pair of dice, which I will. Which I will roll the odds of survival on.
You could, of course, have like the one time you won the numbers, card.
Yeah.
Because the numbers is how, after all, you gamble in Harlem. That's how you end up in Queenie's.
Yes, I had the ticket from the family.
Yeah. Hello. Doug.
Hi. Thank you. Sorry about that. I've been running around all day long.
That's all right. You've missed the recap.
Are we
but
live?
Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah.
are.
You're live. Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yes, we're 10 minutes in. All right. And you are literally in the moment of action. So as I just want to one thing I just want to confirm, you were dragging around a bow. Is that correct? That's my recollection.
Yes.
Yes, which you have exactly 0 expertise in.
None.
Yes. All right, excellent. Everyone else, by the way, is quickly. So we've just agreed that mementos do exist in the Dreamland. So if you want to use your memento, it seems to be the wave of support, or policy wave, going on right now, as I like to refer to them in my actual job. You may, to reduce a condition by 1.
Thank you.
So there's this shadowy form approaching around the corner. Can I ask, John Arnsworth, what are you doing?
Yeah, probably I'm feeling my knife in my pocket, but I'm looking into my my memento. It's a flask. It's a rusty flask with the name Claudette engraved on it.
Claudette.
So I'm looking on it, and yeah, you see his face completely changed to complete utter sadness.
Well, that's uplifting. Sure, you do that. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, all right. Okay, but so you've done that. My question is, shadowy form coming around the corner. What is your first and most critically important action?
Yeah, I want to check if there is any. I can take cover, or if there is any thing that doesn't make us surrounded by these shadowy creatures.
Can I get a vigilance roll, please, from John Arnsworth, as he desperately looks for a place to hide?
Sure. And I have a talent that's called Suspicious, that I can ignore mental condition when making a vigilance roll.
This seems like a wise investment.
Let me roll without the condition and go with the condition again. So vigilance, 1 success.
You have made a success. So you're in not an alleyway, but not a main thoroughfare. So you're in basically a side street. You can see there are doors and alcoves all around you. Actually, there's lots of spaces where you could hide. Are you hiding with the intent of hiding, or are you hiding with the intent of just disappearing? Sorry, let me ask that question again.
Ambushing the creature.
You're thinking ambush, not run away.
Not run away.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So you duck into basically an alcove of a door. So you're not going through the door, but you're sort of braced against it. You've got the space beside you. Excellent. Daniel, what are you doing? Father Daniel, I should say more correctly.
Can I go last? Because what I do depends on what everyone else does. So
you may choose to wait for other people to move if that is your desire.
Right. Yes, because I'm brave and I don't leave people.
I would probably try to take a cover defensive stand somewhere, basically where I can defend myself better without being attacked from every single side. So maybe duck into the same door.
All right, so there's now 2 of you, and as I recall, Amadeus is not a small man, so it's tight in that doorway.
I don't know how big the door is, I was asking possibly.
So there's now 2 people slammed into this small doorway. Okay, Atlanta, what are you doing?
I want to do the thing that I'm best at, and I'm reminded that the thing that I'm best at is generally running away. Agility. Now, obviously, I don't want to go from leave my friends to face whatever it is, but I do kind of want. Is there anything I can climb up out of the way? A balcony I can reach, or something that I can get up on?
you can try and absolutely. There's definitely overhangs and those sorts of things. You would need to
This
make
weird
a
dreamlike architecture.
you can make the problem is not problem. The reality is it's going to be a force check because you're going to have to jump up to it.
A force check. Damn it.
Yeah. See.
I was hoping to climb up to it with my agility.
I mean, if you want to, it will probably take longer.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Like you're not a rock climber.
I'm pretty good. Remember, I climbed when we attacked that mafiosi guy. I got him from behind effectively by climbing up onto the first floor.
Fair.
I could have been a cat burglar, or what do I call them? Second story man. Anyway, I'm rolling the dice.
All right. Agility. Well, as it turns out, would you like to push that roll?
No, I'm not a rock climber. I'm
Yeah. Okay. So you're scrabbling against the wall in a reasonably exposed position. All right.
Yeah.
Samuel, what are you doing?
I see I look over and I see the door that I see that passage. It's got too many people.
It's not the only doorway. There's other doorways.
But I'm a thrill seeker, and so I have my memento, which is my tame pigeon, who is circling around this shadowy figure. And so I'm actually starting to move forward with my arrow or with my bow drawn and feeling courageous in a foolish way.
Okay.
So you're literally just going to face it down. Now
I'm moving toward it. I'm moving toward it.
I am calling upon Agamo, who is the Orisha of chameleon. It's the chameleon Orisha, and to protect us in some way, as well as moving into separate cover.
Okay, can I get an inspiration roll, please, from you, Father Daniel?
Inspiration.
And indeed I can. Excellent.
Yep.
Well done. All right. So you call upon one of the Orisha while in the Dreamland.
Yep.
Okay. You don't get an answer to your prayer per se. No, everyone is not suddenly better concealed. However, what you do get is a sense of presence you have not felt before. So this is the first time you've called upon the Orisha since you rocked up in Dreamland land.
Yep.
There is a very strong sense of connection, one that you have not felt before. So it is not dissimilar to the experience you had when you called upon the assistance of an Anansi previously. When you were in the real... Yeah, it was. It's more that they feel near in a way that they previously have not.
Okay.
Okay. So, yes. So there's a sense of nearness. Very near, actually. Specifically, you feel very, very, very close to them. Okay. So, the horrible monster steps around the corner. And it is a horrible monster. It is actually the thing that you saw kill Bob in the clearing, or it's the same sort of thing. Maybe not the same thing, but the same sort of thing. So it is this horrific slug-like form with two big fat, legs, two sort of grasping arms which end in clawed sort of manipulative organs, but its face is this long, thin, sort of narrow head, which ends in this open, gaping hole/wound, and out of the wound writhe these small tentacles. This is exactly the same thing that you saw reach up, grab Bob's head, and twist it asunder when you last saw it. It is also bigger than all of you. It is easily 2 meters high. and significantly and huge and sort of lumpy as well. So it's a big thing. Can I get fear tests from everyone, please?
Yes.
And it is a 2 fear test.
Ooh.
So we are using. Remind me, either
Empathy
empathy or
or
logic
logic.
for this. Yeah.
That's a no from whoever just made that roll.
That was me. That's definitely no.
That's
Yeah,
definitely
I only have 2 dice. Okay.
You're probably going to do it with 2 dice. No, not this
so
time.
far.
Mhm.
No, yes, 1 success.
I got 1 success, so I only took one.
The Irishas
condition
are with
from
you,
that.
my friend.
Yeah. No, we're all
Mm.
screwed.
So I know.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
I am.
Everyone who failed, take 2 points of fear. Anyone who
Yeah.
did not fail, the person who made 1 success takes 1 point of fear.
So
Please apply
that
these
is
conditions.
2 conditions. We're saying, is it?
Sam Smith does it.
Hold on, Samuel smashed it out of the park. Their bravery lives. They have taken no fear. They laugh in the face of danger, which is exactly what they intended to do. So, you know, good on you.
Yeah, it just worked out.
Just worked out that way. Beautiful, beautiful. So you may have, yes, sorry, Atlanta, what were you asking?
Sorry, is that so? Two points of fear is 2.
2
I'm
conditions.
forgetting how fear works.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2
Yep,
conditions.
Yep. It's 2 conditions.
It has to
Why
be
can't I
mental,
get
or can
Has
I
to
do
be
mental?
It must
Okay.
be mental.
Okay.
Are you okay? Are you on 3?
I'm on the brink of being broken.
3. Yeah, it's 3. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
What's to worry about? All right. So I'm going to give first action to you, Samuel, because you look at this thing and go, whatever. I've seen one before. And also, my pigeon has my back.
My pigeon
And I've
has
got all
my
these-
back.
And I have all these other people with me who will clearly join me in a desperate, in a brave
We're
assault. on
scrabbling up the
monster.
walls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I look.
Atlanta is now literally scrabbling at the wall, going, no.
Now I look at Father Daniel.
Feels like
because
some
Father,
weird bad dream.
I instinctively trust Father Daniel, and I see that he's I see that he's in the motion of praying, and I look to my bird and I look over at this thing and I say, I know I've got to get out of here, and I know I need time, but I've got to take a shot. So I take the shot.
Go for it, please.
Now,
Does Speckled Jim basically distract him?
Can I ask one question of Samuel? Do you actually have ranged combat?
3. And I
You've
have
got ranged combat 3.
And I have precision 3.
Okay. I'm going to apply a modifier of -2 to this attack.
Yes.
I think that's legit. You've never used a bow before, but
That's
you've got the basics of looking down things and pointing at things and releasing, and you're competent. You're actually a competent marks person.
Yeah.
So please roll your attack with the bow.
Okay, so it's 4d6.
Tis 4d6.
Oh,
it's a hit by George. Oh no!
No, it
Hold
isn't.
on. Why is it saying
Weird.
it wasn't a hit? That's weird.
Weird.
Oh, because I didn't. Because I actually rolled the dice. I did a r/ because I didn't know how I could just automatically do that.
Yeah, but what I was confused about is the 3D dice showed a success.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, it did show a 6.
And it did show it. No, you got a success. I don't know why it's saying 0 successes.
Okay.
Because you've got a 6 on the die. There's definitively a 6 there. All right. So the first and most important thing that happens is you shoot it.
Yeah.
You cause it 2 points of damage.
Wow.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Does this mean that I've learned a bit of how to use a bow? Maybe a -1 instead of a -2.
Yeah. No, look, you're all over it now. This is stuff you've got familiarity with. Like, there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
If you look on the
canvas
on the map, you'll see that there is now a picture of the monster.
Yeah.
In a token.
Oh. Yeah, I can see it.
I have a crazy idea that might just work, and I'm willing to give it a go.
Okay.
doing anything else at all.
All right. It is angered now, by the way. Like, it's pissed. Like,
Yeah.
a second ago, it was just, who are these desperate humans scrabbling away from me in fear, which is appropriate and acceptable behavior. Now it's, who are these uppity, rebellious humans who are trying to harm me, which is a very different narrative for the monster.
He was only asking for direction.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go, Atlanta.
I want to make a noise like a cat. And I'm wondering whether if I take the reeds from my drum horn, which I can just pluck out the end, like saxophone reeds, although more medieval, whether I, with my musical ability, I might be able to basically make the sound of a cat.
Okay,
and so would that be a manipulation roll?
It would, but I'm just going to slow you down a bit. So you're deconstructing your crumb horn to get the reed out to make the sound that you want to make.
Pluck it off the end. It's simple because it's a medieval instrument. It's not even as easy. It's not even as difficult as
that thing just comes straight out.
It does. It honestly does.
I guess my question is, in the middle of scrabbling for survival, is this your first thought?
It was my first thought.
Fair.
As soon as I saw what it was.
All right. So you have pulled the reed from the crumb horn out, and you are now desperately attempting to recreate the sound of a cat.
That's hard.
Anyway, it's an inspiration roll. I'm willing. You know, your musical skill is tied to inspiration, not manipulation.
Okay.
So
you're right. Yeah.
Please make a inspiration roll as you attempt to recreate the sound of an angry cat.
With obviously I've got 2 conditions, so that's already down 2. Are you going to make me take any more dice for this improvised?
No, I think that feels like enough.
Man, this is just jazz.
Yeah, it's free jazz. It's my most disliked musical instrument. And that is
jazz,
about what I was expecting, really, from the crumb horn.
Okay, but no, I'm getting angry now. I'm just going to give it one more go.
You're going to do it. He's pushing.
It's pushing on now.
We're one step away from broken, and we're diving straight in. All right, love it. Go.
What's happening here?
You apply the modifier.
I'm pressing the push button. There we go. Yes.
Lucky so.
Okay. All right. So you are recreating the sound of a cat.
It didn't sound like it sounded like a fart the first time, but now it sounds like a cat.
All right. Okay. So all right. So that actually makes sense. What it's doing. All right. So that's happening. Amadeus, what are you doing? You've hidden yourself in a. Actually, hold on. Sorry. We might do this in order of vulnerability. So, Father Daniel, what are you doing?
I am backing away, but yeah, and attempting to channel Okugan, who is the Orisha of warriors, hunters, and wearing straw. But let's in an attempt to aid Samuel, basically.
Okay, fair enough. Once again, inspiration.
I'm getting that connection, so
you're definitely feeling it.
And I sort of like grab my, out of nowhere, I sort of like grab my Orisha mask and place it on my face before I do this, in a sort of attempt to, reinforce in my own head the, what I normally do, even though I haven't obviously got it, so I don't get the.
You're miming an Orisha mask.
I'm miming an Orisha mask.
Gotcha.
Make you may apply the bonus for your mask.
Oh, what was it? Oh, that's nice.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, successes.
Whoa.
Okay, so you reach out and connect effectively with the universe, for want of better language, and then you pull this invisible mask onto your face, and as you pull it down, you feel it solidify around your face, and you're now clearly looking out through the mask. So
Right.
you've got the little eye slits. You've got the.
Can we see that he's looking?
You-
His mask
Yeah,
appeared.
yeah. It literally created the mask out of nothing, or at least that's the perception. So there is a mask now on Father Daniel's face, and it is not the same as the one that he normally wears, because it explicitly is the face of the Orisha that you have channeled. Okugan. So it's the face of Okugan.
Akugan, sorry.
Akugan. All right.
I'll put it in the chat.
All good. So Akugan's face stares out at this moon beast. At the same time, can I get everyone to make a vigilance roll, please?
You can.
Yeah, I will ignore also. Use my talent to ignore.
Yeah, vigilance is going to work really well.
Ha.
Okay, yes. Oh, yes. No. One dice. That's you, isn't it?
That's me. Yeah.
Oh, that's you. Right. Muhammad's not even bothering to roll now. He's just giving up.
No, I rolled. I
Nothing
used my talent. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I rolled,
nice.
but yeah, 0
2
successes.
successes.
Even with my
All
talent.
right. So who got the 2 successes?
I did.
Doug.
Samuel. Jesus, Samuel, you're on fire today.
I'm on fire.
And who got the 1 success?
Amadeus.
Amadeus. Oh, did you roll, Father
Yeah,
Daniel?
Amadeus.
Just
Oh no,
once?
just a vigilance.
Yeah.
Oh god. Not going to go well. Nope.
No. All right, so I'll start with Amadeus. So Amadeus, you hear, so you see the mask come down, you see all that. That's all kind of amazing, and you're going, "Wow, what's that about?" And then you hear a sort of a grinding sound, and it's across the whole city. It's the loudest sound, like it's the sound of stone shifting, but it travels through the whole city in this kind of, you can hear it's hard to explain, but it's basically 2 pieces of stone being pushed, one being pushed across the other. It's that kind of sound of the scraping of stone on stone.
Mm-hmm.
But it travels through the whole city. Samuel, you specifically know that sound came from the big fat temple on the top of the hill.
Oh.
So you know that the sound has emanated from the temple, and that coincided with the moment when the mask appeared on Father Daniel's face.
Okay.
To the millisecond, as they say. Right. So Father Daniel, you have channeled Arcana, and you have said you're doing that to support Samuel. That was your specific intent, was it not?
Yes.
Okay. So Samuel, you may remove all penalties for use with the bow.
Huzzah.
As you feel a presence kind of stand in your feet, as it were. By the way, what does the god have a particular animal aspect? Just to ask.
It just says warrior, hunter, and wear straw.
Okay. Well, that'll do then.
Yep.
So Samuel, you were wearing like the farmer's clothing that you found in the farm, so basic pants and a tunic. You are now wearing a sort of grass skirt wrapped around your waist, and yeah, that's what you're wearing. You're basically naked except for the grass skirt.
Do I feel empowered?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, you genuinely feel different.
Okay.
All right. So now it's Amadeus and John. So Amadeus, we'll go with you first because you were last in. So you kind of squeezed John to the back. What are you doing?
I just say to John, "Oh, there's something big coming. Feels like an earthquake." And I step out of the doorway to try and find somewhere else where nothing would fall on my head.
All right. You step out. There's a giant monster in front of you. What do you want to do about
Um,
that? Just ask.
well, I was so if I had two fear, if you remember. So
Yeah,
think
I do. That's why I'm asking what you're doing.
I think I'm actually going to run away.
Right. Okay.
Try to run
Amadeus
past
legs it. Heading.
Yeah, towards,
Oh, I didn't know that was an option.
towards Father Daniel, maybe. He was slightly further back, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I'm
he was a little bit
backing
back.
up.
He was
So
backing
I'm
up.
feeling
yeah.
I can maybe protect him, but I can't face this beast right now, right here.
Okay,
I'll
so
roll.
your trusty stick. Let's go and protect the priest from the horrible and stuff. Nice. John Arnsworth, man with
Yeah.
absolutely, living on the edge of reality, living on the edge of existence. What are you doing?
Probably seeing this chaos immersing, but seeing that this monster drew blood and blood was spilled. Probably say if it bleeds, we can kill it. Sorry for the
Yep. Fair call.
wrong
Fair
franchise.
call.
Yeah, I will try to get behind them without seeing me, and look for any squishy area that I can stab him.
It's all
and gut him.
squish. It's all squish, buddy.
Okay, that was squish. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'll try to slowly go behind him and try to gut him.
So a critical question: are you waiting for it to move past you and then stepping out of the alcove?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Could you make a stealth roll for me, please?
Sure. Supposed to be good in stealth, but let us see. Nope, I'm not good in
Not
stealth.
today. Not today.
No.
All right. It is now going to move. It's okay. Let's see. First of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Who does it not like? Well, that actually makes complete sense. It doesn't like you, Samuel. It specifically doesn't like you. That seems that seems reasonable for some reason.
It does.
Yeah. Okay. So it is attacking Vout with its horrible tentacled face. It doesn't actually use its claws to do you damage. It moves toward you in this sort of weird shuffling, sort of four-limbed movement. So its front legs sort of stretch forward and sort of it scrambles across the ground towards you. Its face pointed directly at you, and then these red, writhing tentacles that were coming out of that gaping wound that might be its mouth sort of seek to wrap themselves around you and drag you towards it. I will roll its might. That's pretty much it right there. Good news. I only got one success.
Yeah, that is good news.
Yeah. So
With my newfound ability of rejuvenated youth, am I able to maybe dodge?
You may choose not to be in direct line of path of the horrible tentacles. Yes.
I would like to.
Please make a agility roll as you attempt to desperately scramble out of the way.
Now, I may feel young again.
Yes.
But I am old with very feeble ability.
Is this an explanation for zero agility that we're rolling towards here?
This is yes, indeed. And the 2 dice.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. Want to push that just out of interest? Just asking.
You know what? I think I will.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
I think it is fair, and it just makes sense.
And it paid off. Okay.
You can't go wrong today.
You fling yourself out of the way of the tentacles. You scramble backwards, I think. Look, you're sort of possessed by a warrior spirit, so we'll assume you actually, dance lithely out of the way of the tentacles. But your body, which is old, sort of still crunches when you land on the ground on the other side. So there's this like beautiful movement as you do this incredibly elegant sidestep out of the way, but then your knee goes as
And
you
I'm
put your foot down, and you're
absolutely
going, "Oh,
exhausted.
that's right, not actually that young." Where there's a will, there may not be a way. All right. So you have leapt out of the way of the monster. The monster is concerned. By the way, I should have mentioned, Atlanta, you did see it sort of look like it reacted to the cat sound. It looked around.
Oh, right. Ah.
So it definitely had an impact. By way of explanation, what I'm doing is applying that as damage to its condition tracker.
Yeah, I understand. That's how Vaesen works.
Yes. So it is affecting it. But yeah. Anyway, it's a big nasty beastie. All right, we're back to the beginning. So Samuel, you have leapt out of the way. You felt a crunching noise in your kneecap, but you've still got a bow, and you know what? You feel pretty good with it now. You're like,
and I'm down on my knee already, so I'm kind of looking up and I'm going, bing. And so mechanically, I think I just roll my range combat straight up.
Mechanically, you do just roll your range combat. That is correct, and you may add 1 bonus die for the weapon.
And I will do so.
So you are an expert at bowery, as it turns out.
Oh, nice.
I am indeed.
You are indeed. All right, you strike it. Being Vaesen, you just basically, it's straight up 1 success gives you the success. So you hit it. You shoot it through the shoulder. Well, what would be a shoulder in a human? Who knows what it is on this thing. And it spins sideways with this. Now it's got 2 arrows sticking out of it. It looks, and it sort of crouches down and starts to look at you as an actual opponent. You can feel its demeanor now has changed in that it now sees you as a fundamental threat, whereas previously it was possibly just, you're an annoying upstart. Now it's going, ooh, you might actually be dangerous. Certainly think so. You can see, so that's what it does. So I think the next was Atlanta.
Right. Given that he's distracted, it is distracted and looking at Samuel.
Indeed.
Can I get around it somehow? I'm thinking this cat game can pay dividends, but if it sees it's me
making the noise,
then it'll realize it's not a cat. But I still think it might be scared of cats. So
I will indeed allow you to use your agility as you try and place yourself in a position where it cannot directly see you playing your little reed.
Or agility or not stealth.
No, I don't mind. Stealth.
Agility's good. I've got more dice in agility.
No, I think it's agility because you're actually trying to place, like you're trying to get around it.
Yeah.
I think that's still the case.
There's 1 success.
Okay. Perfect. Yep, done.
Okay. Have I got a chance to make the sound again?
You absolutely do. Yeah, inspiration it away.
Okay, let's do that again. Now this is pretty. Do I get any bonus for my instrument reads?
No, I think we're working pretty hard with what
I'm
we've got.
pushing it. Oh, that was so close. But if I push that, I'm dead. I'm broken.
So. All right, so it's a niet on the cat sounds this round. The reed makes a squeaking noise. More like a, I don't know, something that makes squeaking noises. Oh, vole. There we go. They make squeaky noises. All right. At this point, I feel I'm going to go with John Arnsworth, who last round was walked past because the monster did not care that you were hiding in the alcove. It ignored you because you are but a quivering human lump of nothingness. Now's your chance to prove it wrong, John.
Yeah, I will probably try to stab him in what we call the belly area for him, if he has any belly.
Of course, please go for it.
Yeah, I will run and stab him. Stabby. Where is the? Okay, I have a crowbar, so it's the same 1 and bonus 1, so I will use it. And here we go.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I
nice.
was offended by the by calling me
Okay, so you leap
an
in from
unit.
behind and
Mm.
you're jamming your knife in its back, going, die, die, die,
Yeah.
die. Or words to that effect. Father Daniel, are you maintaining your connection? Excellent. Okay. You may make another vigilance roll, this time with +2 dice.
Is that everyone or just me?
Just that.
Okay. With +2
And
dice.
while you do that, Amadeus, you have run off. Ooh, success. We shall get to that in a moment. Amadeus, you have a chance. What do you want to do? The monster is sort of now crouched backwards. You can see that John is on its back, stabbing it with the knife.
I am
Samuel's
heartened.
fired arrows into it. What do
I
you
am
do?
heartened by that, so I might actually go forward and also try to hit it with my
You
staff.
hurl yourself forward with your stick and try and
Yeah.
crush it beneath the stick's mighty weight. Please roll.
Please roll. So that will be close combat with a stick.
It will. You may apply, I assume, stick. Yeah, I think so. +1 for the sticky, for wielding a big
cane, yeah?
wood and whacking it.
Ooh.
No, tis not a success, everyone. All right. At this point, the person who I'd completely forgotten about in the first round, who I'll now magically step forward, Elias, goes, die, you goddamn beast of darkness, die. And he's got a sword. He doesn't have a little stabby.
Oh, he
knife.
did. He had a sword.
He has a proper, honest, big stabby sword thing, cutlass. And he's actually very proficient with it. So he will roll his 8 dice and get 1 success, which is just enough. So you see him sort of do the sort of, the scene that you always see in the movies where the person's jumping up with their knees kind of slightly bent behind them and they're holding the weapon above their heads. That scene, which is highly exposed and reasonably dumb. But in this case, it's the Dreamland, so it works really well. He leaps down upon it from on high. He's obviously positioned himself on a balcony, much like Atlanta had intended to do, and now leaps down from it on high and drops the sword into its body, slamming it and the sword through and into the ground. The creature writhes in anger for a second and then ceases to move under the blade. It melts away, though. So as it dies, you see it turn into this kind of viscous goo that sort of slides away from the blade, and it runs in rivulets across the ground and into sort of what looks like some sort of sewer system. But it is lots of streams running. It's like this kind of weird gelatinous flow that sort of lumpily moves across the ground. Right. Don't know what it was, but it seems to be dead now. Father Daniel, just a quick note on vigilance.
Yep.
So you have channeled one of the Orisha.
It's a minor Orisha, but it's an Orisha.
It's all good. Orishas are Orishas are Orishas.
Yep. Well, there's some.
Yeah, I understand there's a hierarchy, but for the purposes of this conversation, it's all about the Orisha. Okay.
Yeah.
You hear a voice in your head, which is clearly the voice of the being that you are, Akugun. Akugun? Anyway, I'm not even going to pretend I can pronounce that. Akugun. Bring us the key. No, bring us the lock. Bring us the lock.
Bring us the lock.
Well, wouldn't that be in the temple?
Lock, I guess.
No, you think it's talking to you from the temple.
Oh.
Did we work out the lock was the Orisha mask that went missing that
This is a very fair supposition to draw.
Yeah. Okay, so we're looking for the other Orisha mask.
Yeah. The one that you saw at the presentation and then was
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
And this mask shop on the map.
There is.
Yes, we've talked about this before. Just get to the tavern and you can have the mask shop right up. Actually, you know what? You can have the mask shop. I don't actually mind. It's been on the map a lot. Really, next time, edit the mask shop out of the picture. First message to the DM. When using VTT, sometimes it's worth investing in Photoshop.
I got the Affinity
do.
Design. It's cheaper.
It's
I've
never
got
worth
the-
investing in. GIMP
I have the
or
full Adobe
any
suite,
graphic
so
tool.
I'm just
I Photoshop that sort of thing out, or I use Fog of War.
I could use Fog of War. That's not a bad idea. All right. Anyway,
put a
done
title
now.
on.
Either
Yeah.
way, Elias suddenly goes, "Oh my God, why don't we go to the mask shop?" And you go, "Wow, do you mean there's a mask shop and we've not known until now? How did we miss the mask shop?" All right.
As the beast is dead, I will take off Akelgun's mask and reverently put it on my belt. Basically.
Okay, it stays there.
Now, when he takes off the mask, does my grass skirt change to being?
Oh no,
the
you're definitely
farm
grass
clothes?
skirting it for the rest of the adventure. There's no.
That's
there.
awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Just the
Yeah.
aesthetics.
It's the aesthetics. Yeah. Once it's once and done really on clothing.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
man boobs are pixelated out
Yeah. In an appropriate way. Yes.
in an appropriate way. Yes.
Yeah.
My knee
I
is-
think
my knee is
I'd
banged up.
seen some representations in where the straw suit is actually, it's like a hat. It's like it's full
it's
body
a
work.
full-
It's like armor.
I'm
maybe.
sold on that.
suit.
I'm sold on that proposal. There's a straw hat. You've got a straw sort of tunic, for want of better language.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And now going down into a straw skirt, and it's actually quite attractive. I mean, you look good in it. That might have something to do with who gave it to you, but you know.
Yeah.
If you
It's wrong.
don't know what the Whittlesea straw bear is, Google it and you probably have the right picture.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
put
All
it in
right.
the chat.
So you have found. Oh, we've lost Matthew. Okay, they will return that out. I must say, StreamYard does have a little bit of flakiness. It's obviously the online browsery component, but
Yeah.
I've noticed people drop in and out reasonably easily.
Well, Matt does have a flaky connection.
Yeah, well, I'm in Australia. Everyone's got a flaky connection. It's just given.
Does this beast has anything that we can use for a weapon? Maybe this tentacle
Nah.
is it
No.
pointy? That
All-
can-
all-
that-
it all-
it's glutes.
Oh,
It all
okay,
slimed away from you.
Okay.
Slime.
okay.
It doesn't carry a key or lock or anything like that, obvious.
No.
No.
No, just a horrible monster that you've stabbed to death. You never talked to it. You never found out what its motivations were. For all you know,
Yep.
it's got a wife and child
He-
back home. But
Yeah,
we'll
he
never
was
know.
asking for direction. He was lost. He was asking for where is the city.
Just simply trying to find his way around the city, minding his own business, massively stabbed and attacked. All right, so it's
Fair call.
it's off to the mask shop, I assume. I assert. There's a moment where you all say, what if we went to the mask shop and looked for the magical mask? Is that a reasonable...
Yeah.
Resellers.
We're going to the mask shop. Mask shop.
Off to the mask shop we go. Off to the mask shop we go. All right, so you're going to Patron's Mask Shop. You move through the city quietly. You're all feeling pretty broken at this point. You rock up at what is the mask shop, what Elias assures you is the mask shop. It is currently boarded up. Someone has, hammered wood and nail into the over the windows, over the doors, all of that sort of thing. It has been closed.
I'm asking my group, shall we pry it open? I have my knife, maybe I can pry it open, or this considered as
It's boarded up with nails,
Yeah.
right? So we
Yeah.
can surely undo these. We've
Is there
opened a
back
few
door?
crates in our day,
Yeah. And some of you have bought sticks.
and some of
Yeah,
us have got sticks. Yeah, I've got a
I
stick.
might just see whether there's a back door.
You know, give me a lever and, you know, da da da.
I like that.
Um,
Right.
Who's got good force, John?
I have a force of. Come on, what is the character sheet?
You're
Yeah, I
going
have
around
a
the back,
four.
Amadeus, looking for a
Yeah,
back door.
7.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a look before we start breaking everything, whether there's just an easy way in.
7.
Mm.
That's a
Yeah,
lot of force,
7.
John. I've
Mm.
got force of
Yes.
3. Why don't you give it a go?
All right. So
Maybe-
while Amadeus wanders off around the back, everyone else is at the front trying to feel.
I'll go. I'll follow along with Amadeus.
All right. The
Thank
two
you.
old blokes disappear around the corner, while the rest of you maintain a studied indifference to, you know, out of the box thinking and maintain your focus on it's right in front of me. I've got a stick. So on that note, John Arnsworth, would you like to make a force check, please?
Yeah,
As
I
you
like to.
peel wood off the front doors.
I like
I'm
to knock.
keeping an eye out, basically.
Yeah, I want to knock before I try to pry it open. Maybe somebody
No, it's
will answer.
boarded up. There is no
Yeah.
door. There's
but-
wood. You know,
Okay.
knocking on the
So-
wood just gives you a knocking sound.
Okay. I will use force. Okay, force without any bonus for the.
No, you may have one bonus
Okay.
die for your stick that I assume you have acquired.
Okay.
Yes.
One
Good thing,
success.
really, because that was one success. Who knows? Could that
That
have been
was
the
it.
dice? That was the dice right there. All right, so there's a creaking sound as you pull the wood away. It's not quiet, right? Like pulling this wood away is quite a noisy activity. You know, the wood sort of sprang, you know, it makes a breaking sound as it comes away. But yeah, you're able to pull enough wood off to, you think, sensibly crawl through the window. It's probably not through the door, but you can probably crawl through a window quite quickly. Amadeus and Samuel, you've gone around the back of the shop. There is a door. It is not boarded up.
Let's go for it. Let's see
Yeah.
whether it's open.
Have you,
Okay.
Doctor?
You push your way in just in time to see the other guys crawling through the window.
The wisdom
No,
of
no.
age.
The wisdom of age, yeah.
Yeah.
These young folk and they're crawling through windows.
Indeed.
Okay, so you're now in a dark shop, so it's not lit. And obviously with the boarded up windows, there's no natural light coming into the room. It's not pitch black, it's just that kind of grey, sort of shadowy, you know, sort of light. There are masks everywhere of different kinds. You've got your sort of Renaissance-y style, you know, Venetian, you know, let's go to the Carnival sort of masks. You've got big, extravagant, you know, sort of masks. You've got, masks of every persuasion and kind. What art thou doing?
I'm looking for a cat mask.
Looking for a cat mask? You find one. They're surprisingly popular. No, actually, they are. That is actually a true statement. No, you find a cat mask.
Okay.
You have to look pretty hard, though, because someone has gone through and smashed all the masks that look like cats.
But I can
But
find
we
a
will
whole one.
We will assert that in the mess, you find a whole one. They weren't, you know, explicitly chasing, you know, tracking down every cat mask. They were destroying the cat masks they saw. But yes, there's definitely destroyed masks on the ground, and they are specifically looking like cats. It's quite extravagant cat mask, you know, big, fat, sort of big whiskered cat mask. It's got a sort of, you know, the sort of hair of the cat sort of coming off it, so it sort of sweeps over your head. So there's this big mask, and you look like you're wearing a full-on sort of cat head, really.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
Since Atlanta looks so good, I do look around to see if there's a lion, tiger, or anything like that. Like if all the cat species are part of this destruction, or is it just your common
There aren't
cat?
actually. All the cats look like domestic cats. All the cat masks look like domestic cats.
Okay, so there's nothing like lions or leopards, nothing like that.
Is there a bear?
Just domestic cats. Is there a bear? Why not? Yeah. Bear
Okay,
masks
I'll
don't
go
seem to
for
have been
bear mask.
destroyed.
I don't want to feel left out, so I'm going to go
Okay,
for bear.
so you're throwing the bear mask on. Okay, Father Daniel, I feel like you're going to be more focused on what we're actually here to do. So, just out of interest, what are you doing, Father Daniel?
Yeah.
I'm looking. Well, I'm more feeling where I think the mask would be. So I'm
Sure.
see if I can sense the mask or feel or slowly move through the mask shop, slowly like feeling where it should be. See if it's drawing me to it. I've met it before, so I'm hoping to meet it again, so to speak.
Okay. Make a inspiration roll for me, please. The possibly most overused skill in this particular module. Anyway.
Okay.
Any bonus?
No, I reckon you got enough on the inspiration roll there.
Okay. Cool.
See, told you.
Success.
You know, have faith.
Yeah.
Okay, you sort of sit there, do the deep breathing thing, you know.
Angrily
to
do
yourself.
deep breathing, so I'm angry. at the moment.
Angrily deep
Yeah.
breathing. It's a sort of
The
Where is this?
frustration.
you feel less angry when you deep breathe though. Like I'm sorry, there's
Yeah.
just a it's a
Yeah.
calming influence. It's the square breathing.
Yeah.
You may recover one condition as a result. And yes, you sense that the mask is nearby.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can
Okay.
move in that
You-
general direction.
I think it's more that you'll all have to kind of pitch in and dig through, but it's definitely
Yeah.
somewhere in the shop.
Could
I
I
would
use-
try to search for any hidden, the good things that are always in the back. I would try to check if there is any secret compartment.
Okay.
any,
Good news on that. That's one of those.
Observation.
It's not. It's
It's an investigation role in
Investigation.
this context, I
investigation.
think.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Alright.
Thank you. Yep, investigation. So, yeah, how's John going with investigation at the moment? It's dice pool there.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Okay.
Do you actually have a dice to
Well,
roll?
except if are we all digging in? Should
Yeah,
those of us who can offer a point of
Uh,
help?
Yeah.
I should have
I would help.
one dice roll. I
Okay.
will have one dice.
Can
I would
Sure.
have,
Well, do you know? Never know. You might roll a 6.
Yeah.
You did not. No.
if I made chip
No.
in, I'll also chip in here.
All right. So, are you guys? Yeah, I actually will ask you. Oh, you're doing it. Oh, wow, 2 dice. Oh, gee whiz. All right. Who was that? That was you, was it?
For me,
Amadeus.
Amadeus.
Amadeus. Even in your somewhat, impacted condition.
mhm.
Okay. Nice update. You feel, you're scrabbling around, and then in the bottom of what is, the equivalent, like it's full of all these walking sticks actually. So there's all these walking sticks that have been
Perfect.
kind of jumbled into a large, sort of round basket or something.
Mhm.
You're just going, where would I hide it? That isn't like all the other places, like it's not a mask place. And there it is. You've got it in your hands. You pull it out. It's right in front of you.
Can I also, while
Grab
I'm
a
there,
walking stick.
swap my pointed stout stick for a nice walking stick?
You can. You absolutely can.
Guys, I think I might have found something here. Look at this.
Ah, excellent.
Cool. All right.
Is that what you needed?
Is it it's 3 eyes, isn't it?
Yes, it has the 3-eyed symbol.
Yep.
Sort of. Well, it has a 3rd eye in the middle and then 2
Yep.
eyes. Yeah,
Yep.
just like that. I can. This one? I think it's this one. Yeah, there it is. No, I can't seem to show it to you. Or maybe you can already see it.
No.
Where did you put it? In journal entry?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Anyway, that's fine because I can actually just do this and then you will be able to see it.
Ah,
Oh wow.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Nice.
Cool.
So that is what it looks like. Cool. All right. So there it is. I will just say, by the way, I'll see if this comes up. That is what you fought, just in case that wasn't clear.
Oh,
That wasn't exactly
Yeah.
wise, but
wow.
So yeah, did not look normal or anything like normal. All right. Do that one. Okay, cool. So, yes, you have the mask, which is not a key, but is a lock.
Then to the temple.
we have to go to the temple.
Unless we can find a place to rest and maybe recover some of I really not I don't want to go. Frankly, I don't want to go to the temple, actually. I'm
think a
angry,
bit of
I'm
rest would be
frightened,
good.
but I'm also hopeless.
Yeah. Same.
I would possibly offer any medical assistance if needed.
I'm good
And you
physically,
can
but
do a
I'm
talking
completely.
I can talk to people over their worries and you know
Yes, I think
problems.
we'll assume that you guys are going to do the whole rest, try and get everyone. So please, everyone who can use inspiration. I think it's inspiration, isn't it?
Inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
anyone
might
who
use
can do the inspiration
after
rolls.
other people have used this.
Okay.
I have not used my inspiration roll yet. So who
Neither
I
have
think
I.
John is the worst off, isn't he? Or is it? No, it's
Yeah,
actually
I don't think
John
it's a
and
single
Atlanta.
individual. I think you create
Is
a
it?
pool.
Oh,
that
okay.
You can. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me just see if I get anything.
Have you got a
If you
talent
can't
for it? Is
inspire
that what
and
you've
be
got?
healed at the same time.
I haven't
No.
got a talent for it, and I didn't get any successes.
Right. Okay.
Right, okay.
Yet.
Sorry.
Does anybody have physical conditions?
I have
Oh.
exhausted. Oh my! Wow, I'm inspired. It's the visage.
It's the
Yeah.
visage, exactly. So
It's the,
you, I don't have the
not
rules in front of
6
me.
conditions, I think.
2
it is.
successes.
No, it's
Six.
2 if you're not specifically talented.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's 3 if you've got a talent.
Mm.
So, so
Two
you
conditions.
can do 2 conditions or 4 conditions, I should say,
4
rather.
conditions.
Yeah.
This is medical for anybody who's got physical stuff.
All right. Anyone who's physical, you're healed. That'll probably do it. I don't think anyone's taken major damage. Okay. So who's taking the 4 conditions of? So that'll.
I have 2 damage at this point, but I still can interact with my momentum because I didn't do that earlier.
I
Okay.
have 3.
So
have
and
no-
Atlanta has the ability to then play music, which will have potentially a significant bonus
Yeah.
for everyone.
But I
So-
can't play
Yeah.
my crumb horn at the moment because my fingers are shaking too much.
Not that I'm metagaming, but if it were me, I'd give the condition bonus to Atlanta in the first instance.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so do I take 3 of those 4 on offer?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
John can take the other one.
Okay.
Because John is so close to broken, he can smell the edge of reality. All right. All
And
right.
then let's see if we can do a
Crumhorn this.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be composing. Everybody wants to be a cat.
Everyone wants to be a cat.
Yeah,
That's
Beautiful.
what
cat.
I've been that's been
Knows
really
where
in
it's
my
at.
head.
Yeah. Okay.
Atlanta Weber.
Is this like Andrew Lloyd Webber? Yeah, it is
Yeah.
Andrew Lloyd Webber. Okay.
Not,
yeah.
not cats. No, I'm talking about the alley cats from Disney.
Yeah.
Ah, much better choice.
Everybody
All
wants
right.
to be a cat.
Be a cat.
Yeah, because the cat's the only cat
who
that knows
at.
where it's at.
That's cool.
Oh, a
Kat.
Alright.
square with a horn can make
You're
you wish
so
you-
good that we might get copyright struck for that.
Yeah. Yeah. My YouTube's been punished by Disney. It wouldn't be the first time. No. Anyway. All right. Go for it, Atlanta. Make
Do
my.
I get a bonus for my crumb
You get-
horn?
You get a bonus 1 die for the crumb horn.
Cool.
You know, it's not the world's most elegant instrument.
Ah, sorry,
3
mate.
conditions. 3 conditions worth
Three
of.
conditions though.
Go. Thank you.
That's 1 each for the 3 because Samuel, Samuel hasn't got any conditions, have you?
No, Samuel laughs in the face of giant, horrible alien monster beasts.
So
Exactly.
I can take one of those 3, then I'm back.
and then John
Okay.
can take 2, so that's everyone's back.
Yeah.
Have you got none, Daniel? Oh,
Me?
because
I yeah.
you got a free. That's right. I gave you a freebie before, and you only took 1 fear damage. I remember now. All right. So you have all rested. I think you're all at max. You're all back. You're all back. You're all feeling it.
Yeah.
You're all like, yeah, we can do this. We can do this. In your
That was
examination of the shop, I shouldn't find this funny, but you know, I'm the GM, so I find bad things funny.
Sinister laugh. Maniacal
Sinister laugh, exactly. Well, no more the sort of giggling laugh of insanity. But look, take of it what you will. You've sort of in your exploration while you've been so you're all rested. You've continued your exploration a bit because you know this was all happening. You find a table. Someone has placed a bowl over it. Like it's not the whole table. There's a bowl upended, but it's clearly a bowl. Like someone has covered something with the bowl. I will assert that you lift the bowl up, if only for the sake of curiosity. Good news, not horrible monster.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah.
Just wanna point that out.
There's this little model. Like it looks like the layout of a building. And there's this weird sort of shimmering over the top of it. So there's this little model. There's this shimmering effect going over the top of it. When you look carefully at the model, you can see small forms moving around inside it.
Oh.
Like you can see, and as you look intensely, you can see little things like the thing that you faced in the alleyway sort of shuffling around. You can see in the center, like there's this big long room in the middle, and there's this high sort of chair on this dais made of stone, and you can see some sort of robed, like you know, it looks like it's this big to you guys, but robed figure sitting on the chair. And you can see every now and then, you know, as you gaze intensely at it and you're all sort of drawn in, you see that in other rooms, horrible things are happening, like humans are being tortured and damaged and ruined. Can I get a fear check from everyone, please? It's only one.
Only one.
Fear check.
So is there a fear roll?
Yeah, there is this sort of eye symbol next to logic or empathy
Got you.
on the thing. Again, like condition.
Look, the good news is I did it after you were all recovered, because you know it would have been way worse for some of you who have been before.
Yeah,
I need to roll. I need to roll another dice because it didn't roll. I thought it would automatically count my fear thing, but it didn't. And that was the success.
And that was the necessary success you needed.
Yep.
Winston. All right. For those of you who fail, you gaze intensely at it and realize that, well, you all realize at the same time. For some of you, it's mind-numbing. For some of you, it's just fascinating truth. This does actually appear to be real in some significant way. Like, this is not like a television, right? Like,
No.
Hold on, television, 1920s.
No.
Actually, there is no television.
This isn't the cinema, you mean?
Cinema.
This isn't the cinema. That's it. This isn't the picture show. This is real. Like, those things you see are actually happening, and that's what causes the fear effect. Is that you realize the torture scenes are actually people being tortured. This is not happening, you know, sort of in an imaginary setting. This is real.
Now,
And do we recognize the buildings? And do we recognize the style of the buildings if we don't recognize the buildings? Is this like Dreamland, or is it some part?
No, it's definitely the Dreamland. And from what you've already gathered, this is clearly the temple. So you know that there's, you know, there's the chair, the monster sits on top of the traitors. You heard stone moving against stone coming from the temple itself. It's pretty clear that, this is set up like a temple. There's a big dais, but there's also a big altar. There's all of those sorts of things. So you're clearly looking at the temple, and Elias is able to confirm this for you in quick succession.
Now, I'm an investigator, and in the waking world, I have lockpicks and a magnifying glass, and I'm wondering if I can possibly have my magnifying glass on a chain around my neck, where I bring it up to my eye, just like a little thing like that, and possibly use that to investigate to see if I can recognize anybody, or if it looks as if there's somebody from the waking world inside of this
Make
diorama.
An inspiration roll, please.
Investigation?
Should be investigation, actually.
Inspiration.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that sucks. Okay, so an inspiration roll. No bonuses?
Yet.
He's a hard GM.
Okay. You do not have the magnifying glass around your neck.
Can I still do an investigation, though?
Oh, absolutely. That was to see if you could get the,
fair
magnifying
enough.
glass to manifest.
Fair enough.
Didn't help.
Bugger. Well, I have to fail sometime.
If only you needed that. You see, this is the problem of crutches, my friend. That need for a crutch. It's like, I need my magnifying glass. I cannot work without it. And it's like, there it is. There it is.
This is actually showing us the reality, as I'm coming to realize.
Yeah.
And we need to get to the temple, and we can hopefully use this to plot a safe path to the temple, right?
Hopefully.
So maybe I could do an investigation to help with that, spotting some dangers,
some paths, some way through. By all means.
Is there any paper or pen lying around the shop that we can maybe layer?
Quill and paper, parchment. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm spotting a few things.
You are. It looks like it's going to be almost impossible to creep up on the temple. That's what you're spotting.
Dear. Damn it.
You've definitively worked that out. It's like, yep, if we just there's a lot of things going on there, and they all seem to be about the outside.
Is there another route? Is there an underground tunnel into this temple?
So are you all just looking, or is anyone...
Yeah, probably fixated.
I'm listening. I'm an old kind of guy. If this is real, are there tiny little voices and screams?
No.
Right, okay.
No.
I just wonder whether we can actually sweep the enemies out of the path,
So are you putting your hand in to try?
No, I might actually just blow at a couple of them. Cool.
Oh, blow it.
I don't want my hand to be stabbed.
Blow it.
Or is there dustpan and brush somewhere?
So when you blow it, nothing seems to happen.
Is there dustpan and brush somewhere?
I mean, there's a stick. I mean, you've got any number of ways of,
I just thought I could sweep them up,
All right, so
I've got
you pass.
Travels,
you're sort of trying to push the stick, like you push the stick down through the shimmering thing that was going on over the top. You were looking down, and there was this shimmering layer. Right, when the stick hits the shimmering layer, it disappears from your hand.
Oh, yeah, good thing I didn't stick my finger.
And then you see a stick drop into the scene.
So it's miniaturized.
So I look at everyone.
Can we parachute into the scene?
Yeah.
Have you got a parachute?
Well, how high is the shimmering layer in scale above the? How far did that?
You're sort of So I've got this image of you sort of bending,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
sort of bending down, looking at it sideways. So that's like this. If I take that as that, the monsters were 2 meters high, and if I'm like this high, it would be no more than a floor.
Sounds like a flawed plan.
As in, it would be no more than a single story high.
Yeah. That's still quite a fall.
That's a fall.
It is.
That would be an agility roll to
avoid damage.
avoid damage.
Or force.
Or force.
I'm just thinking that's my knees gone.
But it would be sacrificing your knees for the greater good.
But
Yeah.
could we get effectively into the throne room this way?
Oh,
Yeah.
I look around and I look and see if inside this mask shop, which has many masks,
It does.
if there perhaps is a ladder.
To get to the top.
It's a
And then we
mask
can
at
lower the
hardware shop.
ladder
Oh,
down.
they mean a stock ladder.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna,
snake ladder.
I'm gonna grant it. If only for the sheer sort of, you know.
He's a hard
Hold
GM,
on a second. What if we had a ladder? Hold on, we're in the hatch. We're effectively in the equivalent of a hat shop. There's going to be a ladder somewhere. Because you know, masks are in boxes, they're stored up high.
Yeah,
Sometimes
they're
someone has to
stored
go
up
and get them.
high. Yeah.
Yeah, no, all right. I will pay the ladder inspiration without making an
Yay.
inspiration roll. There you go. That's generosity right there.
Huzzah.
You guys, I feel hurt by that. That's a harsh GM line. So I'm giving you the ladder in response. So you now have
It had the
you now
desired
have
effect.
a ladder, and you feel like, yes, if you can just maneuver it right, you can drop it in and sort of, in a sense, rest it against a wall, and then climb down it.
And
Anyway,
then I
that's-
guess stand on the table and carefully put your foot on the very tip of
on
the
the
ladder.
on the very tip of the ladder, or like right above the ladder, and go, geez, I hope this works. And then go in. I mean, there's an option, and there's a way for all of you to sort of, you know, one at a time, go through the hole and drop it in. I'm inspired by this image of I'm not sure it's sorry, how do I put this? I'm not sure it's any easier than just falling, but I like the idea of it, because if you miss those rungs, it's really going to hurt.
Yeah, but it'll be easier on Samuel's knees. That's the
Well,
that's
possibly,
That's the
unless
only
he's
thing
feet to go through the gap between two rungs when he steps in, and then he flips backwards, slides down the ladder, and hits his head. I guess, technically speaking, easier on the knees. Look, I can't deny that. The knees will probably be in a better place. However, falling on your head from a story high doesn't feel like an improvement, but it's judging.
It's the
from GM.
chutzpah that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shall I go first, Samuel, and test the way for you?
Oh, indeed.
'Cause I've got 5 in agility, so I can probably.
Well, you're so much younger than I am.
You're exactly.
Right, so we've only got 7 minutes. We're obviously not going to we're going to have to do another session, but you know, that was kind of almost a given when I said I had to have the hard stop at 8:30 my time. So just to clarify, so you have a couple of options. You can place it in a room beside the sort of main temple throne room. You can place it at the back of the throne room, behind a curtain of equivalent, of appropriateness. It's a fantasy throne / temple space. Like, there's giant hanging curtains everywhere and sconces with flickering torches and big hanging things which are lit magically or something similar to that. And there's obviously, as there always is in a D&D temple picture, the back behind the sort of main dais, which always seems weirdly empty of anything relevant, but is somehow there, providing the perfect space for the thief to go, no, I will sneak out ahead of everyone else and get behind the monsters, and then realizes, actually, I'm a shit fighter, and really I shouldn't have put myself on the wrong side of all of the enemies. But anyway, not that I've seen that happen many times. Acrobatics, worst thing in D&D 3.5, led many a thief to their own doom and death. I'm great at acrobatics. I could just get behind everyone. Only once. So your choices are room beside temple, creep in, probably to be transparent, more likely to be the stealthy entrance that you're dreaming of, but then you will have to, sort of get into the temple and sort of escape. Or B, place ladder at back of temple and have easy egress / access to dais upon which you suspect bad guy lives, but also maybe something to do with where the Orisha are.
Or option C, just
Option C.
jump in right in front of the dais.
Just jump in, but that would make it harder to use the ladder.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
I
go
just-
for the
I just suggested those of us
B.
who are fit might do that.
So Samuel
the
and
party.
Amadeus go down the
No,
ladder.
well,
while
I
the other
kind of
three-
like it, but when you're going through the options, I just wanted to put that on the table, see if anybody
No, I
poured
like it, I like
mayonnaise
it.
on it.
Look, I'm currently building a business case. You've got to have your option that they're just going to say no to. I mean, that's an important part of business case writing. The one that everyone looks at and says that's madness, and you go excellent. So you'll love this one then.
So perhaps Father Amadeus and myself could take the ladder behind, and maybe John and Atlanta would jump and be adventurous as they are.
Indeed.
I was thinking we'd all do whatever we decided on.
If we put the cat masks, are we agile as a cat? Or...
You feel more agile.
You feel okay. That's encouraging word.
Shall we just go down the ladder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You literally have 3 minutes to decide what you're doing.
Yeah,
I want to go down the ladder.
I'm rolling on agility for my dive down into the ladder. Just
all right.
So
you're going down the ladder.
yeah.
What are you
Do
doing,
I
Samuel?
get a bonus for my cat mask?
No.
No.
Okay, just checking.
I said you felt more agile. Yeah.
Oh,
and
look
there's
at that.
There's the payoff for that decision. All right. So Samuel, are you going down the ladder?
Yes, of course I am.
Okay. Excellent. It's an agility roll, please.
Of course it is. Okay. Atlanta's at the bottom, and I'm about to...
specifically at the bottom because they completely failed.
Well,
So
I'm
down the ladder and hit the ground.
well. That's okay because
It's harder.
he's going to break my
taking
fall.
battered condition.
Perfect. Yep, you slide down on top of Atlanta.
Oh.
Wins. Oh, by the way, question: did you put the ladder at the back of the temple, or did you put it in a different room?
Back of the temple, didn't we?
Temple.
Is that what we
Yeah.
said?
Back of the temple. Okay, perfect. Amadeus.
I go next.
Yeah.
Hoping that it will be soft because
No,
Yeah.
slide down the ladder. Perfect. Father Daniel. Oh, sorry, John Arnsworth. I imagine you're. Well, who's next? I don't mind.
I'll let John go next.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll probably take. Everybody's taking a mask, so I will take a mask also. There
Oh,
is
of
any...
course. Is it a cat mask?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
nice.
sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, win.
I didn't grab a
The
mask.
first-
No, because you've got your straw thing on,
Got my
you
yeah.
always look like that. Yeah.
and you've also,
Okay,
you've
so-
got good at that.
Yeah, let me test if I'm feeling agile or not. Oh, Geronimo!
Wow, this ladder plan was
Oh.
sick.
This
I mean,
ladder
this
plan
was the
really is
worst.
panned out.
Conan.
Father Daniel has watched everyone else get it wrong and goes, "Hold on, I've worked this out."
There's weird, there's absolutely weird perspective shit going on here. It's like stepping into a glass of water and it all bending sideways.
It is, and it's a miniature glass of water, so it's super confusing. But Father Daniel, who has found their comfort in the Dreamlands, they're summoning things out of the blue. They've got, magical Orisha masks now. And by the way, who's carrying the Orisha mask? That's my last question. Yep, perfect.
Yeah,
That makes complete
of
sense. Okay, so you all step through with the plan of we will be stealthy, quiet, they won't know we're coming, and then you all collapse down the ladder because it turns out it's actually really hard to step onto a ladder limb that is, sorry, I've got to get my, it's about yay wide in your, oh no, that's better, yay wide in your vision. Turns out
absolutely.
that's tricky. So everyone takes a physical condition except for Father Daniel, who goes, "I've got this shit," and just steps straight on. The scene ends with you're in the temple. You actually realize the dais has moved. And the reason you know it's moved is you can see a light shining from a gap underneath the dice. So there's this bright light now that you're in the room, shining out from underneath the dice, where the dice is obviously, and you can clearly see the scrape marks where the dice has been moved. The temple basically has one of the horrible monsters at the far end and the priest or whatever it is. This person, thing, whatever, is in giant robes with this giant golden mask on its head. The golden mask has the shape of a spider's face with 8 glittering gemstone eyes placed across its sort of forehead area, 2 giant gaping holes where you assume there are eyes but you can't make them out, and a grinning but mandibled mouth on it. It's wearing these red robes and this giant golden mask. It is at least as tall as one of the monsters. You can't see its hands because the robes hang all the way over. It's just sort of sitting there. And as you have all collapsed through, it has turned to face you. And that, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, is where we shall end today's adventure.
Well
To
done.
Thank you very much.
returned. Thank you, everybody watching on
Thank you.
YouTube.
Thank
enjoyed
you,
that.
everyone.
I will now
Thank
end
you.
the stream.